Hello, hockey fans. Today is Friday, April the 10th, and there actually is no NHL action tonight. None. So, today is as perfect time as any to do a deep discussion on this, the President's Trophy. Of course, as we all know, the President's Trophy is awarded by the NHL to the team that finishes with the best record in the league. The NHL is the only one of the main four leagues in North America that actually awards a trophy for finishing with the best record in the league. And they first awarded the trophy in the 1985-86 season. Yeah, this trophy's been around about as long as I have. Um, and it has been awarded 40 times in 41 seasons. Remember, there was no 2004-2005 season due to a lockout, but it's been awarded 40 times. This year was the 40th time that it was officially awarded. And why am I talking about this? Here's why. Yep, there it is. The Avs captured the President's Trophy. Uh, we defeated the Calgary Flames on Thursday, and all we need to do was win that game to clinch the best record in the league. Of course, uh, in obviously the best record in the league guarantees complete home ice advantage throughout the entire playoffs. And and yeah, this is our fourth time in franchise history that we've won the President's Trophy. The other three times, the 96-97 season, which was our Cup defense year. That was the year after we won the Cup. 2000, 2001, we all know how that ended. And that shortened, the COVID shortened 2020-2021 season when we narrowly won the trophy on the last day by the tiebreaker. But yeah, so we got the trophy, but again, we all know the story. We all know the story regarding the President's Trophy. We all know the story. We all know the stigma. We all know, dare I say that word, the curse. Let's delve into that, shall we? The President's Trophy, again, has been awarded 40 times in 41 seasons. Of the 40 times it's been awarded, only 8 times has said trophy winner gone on to win the Stanley Cup. And there they are in chronological order. Of course, the 86-87 Oilers, uh, with that Gretzky guy, whoever he is. 86-87, they won. I think it was it back to back? Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was the first of a back-to-back set. Remember, the Montreal Canadiens won the season before, but the Oilers won their second back-to-back set because they won in '87 and '88. But they were the first to do it. The second, the Calgary Flames, 88-89, they won the President's Trophy and they went on to win the Stanley Cup. To date, their only one in franchise history. And of course, the Rangers, we all know that. We all know that story. The famous '93-'94 Rangers, of course, they were the cursed team before Toronto was. They hadn't won it over 50 years, and they finally got that cup. The Dallas Stars, 98-99. I remember that season. They finished, I think, with 51 wins, and they won the Stanley Cup. They're only one to date in franchise history. And of course, two seasons later, there we are. And look who's in that photo. After 22 years, Raymond Bourque. Avs had 52 wins, which was a franchise record until 4 years ago. Um, Avs won 52. Avs won 52 games, had 118 points, and just dominated. Went on to win the Stanley Cup, defeating the defending champion um, Devils. And of course, the following year, 01-02, the Red Wings did it. The Red Wings did it. And matter of fact, they're the only team to do it twice because 6 years later they did it again. The 07-08 season, they won the President's Trophy and went on to win the Stanley Cup. And there's the Blackhawks, that lockout shortened 2012-2013 season when the Blackhawks kind of dominated, had the best record from Jump Street, and went on to win the Stanley Cup. They are the last team to do it. Now, they were the last team to win the trophy and the cup the same year. Now, there have been 8 Stanley Cup champions who have won the President's Trophy, who previously won the President's Trophy that year. There have also been the same number of President's Trophy teams who have bowed out in the first round. Yeah, as a matter, yeah. 8 teams suffered first round exits when they won while reigning as a President's Trophy winner, And here are the two most infamous ones. One of the many things that made that 2019 postseason just wild and insane. Yeah, I will never forget that. I will never forget that. 62 wins, 128 points, both franchise records. The 62 wins tied the league record and tied the previous league record until it was broken. More on that a little later. Um, yeah, but Tampa, I remember they clinched that President's Trophy on my birthday that year, March 18th, 2019. That left them with a lot of meaningless hockey to play before the playoffs. And they played against Columbus. Everybody figured, well, they're going to beat Columbus. Columbus hadn't won a playoff series ever. Columbus brought the brooms out. They did. And this was, remember, this was a postseason where all four wild cards, including the Avs, all four wild cards advanced. All four. But this was the most infamous one because Columbus hadn't won a playoff series ever, and they swept a Lightning team that won 62 games. Yeah. Of course, the Lightning got their revenge a year later by winning the Cup, and they liked that feeling so much they decided to do it again. But that's one of the most infamous President's Trophy collapses ever. It was the most infamous until. Yeah, remember when I said 62 used to be the record? That team broke it. Yeah. Yeah, 4 seasons after Tampa's 62 win season, Boston decided to win 65 games. Yeah. I still to this day remember Bruins fans kind of pound their chest saying, "Oh, we're gonna win the cup. We're gonna win the whole thing. This, that, and the other." Ah. I didn't know about the Bruins. They can't really be trusted. I mean, the only thing they do consistently in the playoffs is beat Toronto somehow. But so I had a feeling that team was not going to go anywhere. I actually said second round exit. I was generous. I said second round exit. I said don't get the second round, but that'll be their dead end. I said they should beat Florida. They should. Florida was this Johnny Come Lately team who was the last team to get in and didn't have much. They run on house money. So I figured they would beat Florida, but the second round would be their dead end. Instead, the first round ended up being their dead end. They were up 3-1. They were up 3-1 and lost the next 3. Matter of fact, they had a late lead in Game 7, and it was tied up in the final minute, and then they lost in overtime. I'm going to be honest, that loss made me feel a little bit better about us losing to Seattle that year. And I said, well, at least we weren't Boston. But yeah, 65 wins, 135 points in standings, and they blew a 3-1 series lead to the Panthers, who went on to the Cup final that year. Yeah. So, yeah, President's Trophy. Oh, boy. So, yeah, is there a bad stigma surrounding that trophy? Yes, there is. A President's Trophy winner hasn't won the Cup in the same season in 13 years. However, are there positives to winning the President's Trophy? Again, yes. It's the best record in the league. Okay, it's complete home ice. And as I said, only 8 teams have won the trophy in the Cup the same year, but the Avs were one of them. Matter of fact, the last time we won the President's Trophy in a full season was 2000-2001. We all know how that ended. So if anyone can break the curse, if you will, of that trophy, we can do it. But it's not going to be easy. Nothing is ever easy in hockey. Nothing is ever easy in hockey. We need to really keep our foot on the gas because we are good enough to win another. We are good enough to win our 4th Cup in franchise history. We really are. So here's hoping it works out for us. I really hope it does. And that is my story about the President's Trophy. And the link above, that's my story on Vocal about the Avs winning the trophy. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button. And again, I hope the Avs really do something with that President's Trophy and turn it into another trophy, the Stanley Cup.